morning, boys and girls, and welcome to today's math session. My name is Erica Allen Charles, and today I'm going to take you through two topics. I want you to pay careful attention now. Perimeter and area. What is perimeter? Perimeter refers to the distance around a shape or an object. Area, however, refers to the surface covered. So we're going to take them one by one. And I'm going to tell you this, by the end of this session, you'll be able to differentiate both of them. All right, so let's get started now. First, we're going to look at the perimeter of a square. We have done it before, so this is a bit of a review. So come with me to the board now. We have three squares here. Are you seeing them with me? The side of the first square, square A, is 5 centimeters. Square B, 8 centimeters. Square C, 10 centimeters. What did I say perimeter was again? The distance around. So remember that squares all have 4 equal sides. Can you quickly tell me what is the perimeter of square A? Yes, you are correct. 20 centimeters. Let's look at square B. What do you think the perimeter of square B is? Yes, 8 at 8 at 8 at 8, which will give you 32 centimeters. Let's write it down. So far, so good? Wonderful. What about the perimeter of square C? I know you've already calculated that. Yes, 40 centimeters. All right. So, the perimeter of a square, we can say either side at side at side at side, or side multiplied by 4. Did you get it? Wonderful. But what if I were to work backwards? To get the original length of a side, can I use the perimeter here to get that? Look at it carefully. What can I do to 20 centimeters? To get 5. What can I do to 32 centimeters? To get 8 centimeters. What can I do to 40 centimeters to get 10 centimeters? I know you know what to do. Wonderful. Divide by 4. Remember, the square has 4 equal sides, so that if I divide 20 centimeters by 4, I will get the length of square A, which is 5 centimeters. 32 centimeters divided by 4 will give us 8 centimeters. Likewise, 40 centimeters divided by 4 will give us 10 centimeters. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? So we can work forward to get the perimeter, and we can work backward to get the length of a side. Remember that now as we move on. We can use this same strategy to get the perimeter of rectangles. Do you not know that? Let's try and see. Come with me now. We have 3 rectangles here. The length of rectangle A is 8 centimeters. The breadth is 4 centimeters. The length of rectangle B is 10 centimeters. The breadth 5 centimeters. The length of rectangle C is 12 centimeters. The breadth 8 centimeters. Do you think you can find the perimeter of each one of these? Work it out now. See if you can get it. What did you do to get the perimeter? What did you do? Did you add up all the sides? I hope you did, because you would be right. Let's see. Let's look at the perimeter of rectangle A, and let's see what we get. All right. if we come all the way around, remember that a rectangle has 2 lengths and 2 breadths. So let's add it up quickly now. 8 centimeters at 4 centimeters will give us 12 centimeters. 12 centimeters at 8 centimeters, 20 centimeters. And then you add the 4 centimeters, giving us 24 centimeters as the perimeter of rectangle E. Have you already worked out rectangle B and C? I think you did, you know. I think so. So let's go. Perimeter of B first. Let's go. What's the length? 10 centimeters. What's the breadth? 5 centimeters. So, are you seeing what I'm doing? I know somebody already has the answer, but let's add it up. 10 centimeters at 5 centimeters will give us 15 centimeters. 15 centimeters at 10 centimeters, 25 centimeters. 25 centimeters at 5 centimeters, 30 centimeters. Did you get that, children? I hope so, you know. I really do. What about the perimeter of C? I think you have the answer already, you know. So I am just writing this as a formality. I know you have the answer already. Let me write. Let's look at the dimensions. The length is 12 centimeters. And what's the breadth? 8 centimeters. So far, so good. Let's add now. 12 centimeters at 8 centimeters will give us 20 centimeters. 20 at 12, do that mental. 32 centimeters. 32 centimeters at 8 centimeters. You've got it. 40 centimeters. Well done, children. Now, can we find the perimeter of these rectangles another way instead of just adding up all the sides? And can you see another way that we can do this? How can I get 24 centimeters for the perimeter of rectangle E, 30 centimeters for the perimeter of rectangle B, and 40 centimeters for the perimeter of rectangle C without just adding them up like that? Look at it carefully. Are you seeing anything? What if I say, I don't know, let's try it. The length at the breadth multiplied by 2. Do you think that could work? Let's try it and see. 8 centimeters at 4 centimeters will give us what? 12 centimeters. 12 centimeters multiplied by 2, 24 centimeters. But we want to verify, you know. Let's check. Rectangle B now. Length is 10 centimeters. Breadth is 5 centimeters. 10 centimeters at 5 centimeters will give us 15 centimeters. 15 centimeters multiplied by 2 will give us 30 centimeters. I'm seeing a pattern forming here. Let's look at rectangle C now. 12 centimeters at 8 centimeters will give us 20 centimeters. What are we going to do now? Yes, multiply by 2, and we will have 40 centimeters. So in truth and in fact, we can say length at breadth multiplied by 2 to give us the perimeter. Nothing is wrong in saying 2 lengths at 2 breadths, you know. That is also correct. So you're on point. Wonderful. Can I challenge you a little bit? Can I challenge you? How can we work backwards to get a missing one? Let's look at the first one now. What if the 4 centimeters are missing from here? And I am given the perimeter of 24 centimeters. To get 8 centimeters there, what can I do to get 4 centimeters there as the breadth? Same thing. Let's look at this one here. Can we find the missing breadth? Given that the perimeter is 30 centimeters and we are given the length of 10 centimeters, look at rectangle C. I am going to hide the length now. If we are given the breadth, can I find the missing length? So what we are going to do, we are going to work backwards. Children, are you with me? I know know that some of you are already solving this, you know. I am seeing you with your pencils and your notepads and you're solving it. Wonderful. What can we do to the perimeter and the given measurement to get the missing one? Let's look and see. So let's try perimeter of rectangle A. We know it's 24 centimeters. What did we block off? We wanted to find the breadth. What can we do to get 4 centimeters here? We want to work backwards. What did we say before to find the perimeter? Length and breadth multiplied by 2. But now we are given the perimeter already to work backwards. Let's do the opposite now. What if I divide my perimeter by 2? I don't know. What do you think? And then it take away the given measurement. Let's try it and see. 24 centimeters divided by 2 will give us what? 12 centimeters, not so? 12 centimeters take away 8 centimeters. How much is that? You get it? 4 centimeters, wonderful. Can we try that with rectangle B? Which one did I block off? Could you remember? Yes, the breadth. We're working backwards now to get 5 centimeters. 30 centimeters, what are we going to do to it? Divided by 2. 30 centimeters divided by 2 will give us what? 15 centimeters. And what are we going to do with that length there? What are we going to do with it? We are going to take it away. 15 centimeters, take away 10 centimeters will give us what? 5 centimeters. Are you seeing it? Which one I said I was going to block off? You know what to do? Yes, 40 centimeters divided by 2. But this time you're taking away the breadth. 8 centimeters. What are we going to get? 12 centimeters. Children, are you seeing it? So we can say now to find the missing dimension, whether it's the length or the breadth, we can say what? Perimeter divided by 2, and you're taking away the given measurement. Are you seeing it, children? Wonderful. You can try a few of these, you know. But what I want to do at this point is to recap. Come with me now, because we learned a lot of formulas today, you know. Can we recap? Let's go. Perimeter formulas, write them down, you know. Write them down, because we come and packed it after, you know. Let's go. Perimeter of a square is equal to what? Side at side at side at side, or side multiplied by 4. Side of a square given perimeter. Remember the reverse. Perimeter divided by 4. Let's go on to the rectangle now. Perimeter of a rectangle, length add breadth multiplied by 2, or 2 lengths add 2 breadths. Remember? And we just did the last one there. Let's look at it and see. Length given perimeter and breadth. What did we do? Perimeter divided by 2. And then we took away the breadth. Breadth given perimeter and length. Perimeter divided by 2. Take away the length. So children, you have no excuse now. You have all your formulas. So we are going to get ready now to do some word problems. All right, so let's do the first question now. Read with me now. Square A and rectangle B have the same perimeter. If the breadth of rectangle B is 8 centimeters, calculate the length of B. Shall we read it again? Let's do that. Square A and rectangle B have the same perimeter. If the breadth of rectangle B is 8 centimeters, calculate the length of B. What are we going to do? We are going to start with what we know. What information is given to us? That square A and rectangle B have the same perimeter. That is important, so let's write that down. All right, so let's write it down now. Perimeter of square A is equal to what? The perimeter of rectangle B. So far, so good? Wonderful. But what can we find? If we know that the perimeter of square A is equal to the perimeter of rectangle B, can we find the perimeter of one of these? Which one? Which one? Square A has a side of 10 centimeters. Can we find the perimeter of a square A? Yes, we can. Remember before when we looked at our formula? How do we find the perimeter of a square? Side multiplied by 4. So, 10 centimeters multiplied by 4 will give us what? 40 centimeters. So in truth and in fact, what can we say? That the perimeter of square A is 40 centimeters, which means what? That the perimeter of rectangle B is also 40 centimeters. Are you seeing that, children? Are you seeing that? Wonderful. Let's go to the end of the question now. If the breadth of rectangle B is 8 centimeters, calculate the length of B. I'm thinking of a formula. You want to check the formula chart? Which dimension is missing? Calculate the length. The length is missing because we are given the breadth. What is the breadth? 8 centimeters. Are you seeing it, children? So the breadth is 8 centimeters. What can we do with the 8 centimeters being the breadth and the 40 centimeters being the perimeter to determine the length of rectangle B? Are you seeing it? Yes. Let's look at the formula now. To find the length given perimeter and breadth, what do? We say perimeter divided by 2, take away breadth. Children, are you seeing that? All right, so let's write on the rule. Which one is missing? We are finding the length. What is the perimeter? 40 centimeters. So we can say 40 centimeters divided by 2, and then we're going to take away what is the measurement for the breadth? 8 centimeters. Are you seeing it, children? Can we go further? 40 centimeters divided by 2 will give us what? 20 centimeters. 20 centimeters take away 8 centimeters will give us what, children? 12 centimeters. So in truth and in fact, the missing length is 12 centimeters. Well done, children. Let's look at another question involving perimeter now. Read with me now. Mr. Smith requires 350 meters of wire to fence all around a rectangular plot of land. The length of the land is 100 meters. What is its breadth? Let's read it again. Mr. Smith requires 350 meters of wire to fence all around a rectangular plot of land. The length of the land is 100 meters. What is its breadth? Children, what do we know? That Mr. Smith has a plot of land and he needs what? 350 meters of wire to fence around this plot of land. So if that is the case, it means that we're looking at what? The perimeter. You see that keyword around there? We are looking at the perimeter. So I am going to try to draw this plot of land. Bear with me, you know. All right, so let's go back to the question now. Mr. Smith requires 350 meters of wire to fence all around the plot. I already drew the plot there. So in other words, we are looking at that 350 meters as the perimeter. Are you seeing that, children? Look at me now. This is where he's going to put the fence. Are you seeing it? All around. Remember, that's perimeter. This is where he's going to put that fence. And that is equal to what? 350 meters. So I'm going to say now, perimeter is equal to 350 meters. Are we good so far? Wonderful. What information is given again? Let's see. The length of the land is 100 meters. The length. Let's go back to my drawing here now. Where's the length? Can I put in that? Let's go. 100 meters. Are you seeing that, children? So the length is 100 meters. What is its breadth? I know some of you all calculated this already, you know. You want to check the formula chat or you know what to do? Do you know what to do? Yes. What is the rule to find the missing dimension? In this case, missing dimension is the breadth. What would we say? Perimeter divided by 2, take away the length. So let's do that now. All right, so far so good. So let's go. What's the perimeter? 350 meters. So you're going to divide 350 meters by 2. What are we going to do? All right, let's one side. Work quickly now. I know some of you have the answer already. So what did we get? 175 meters. So far so good. And we are going to take away the length. What is the length? The length is 100 meters. So I'm just bringing it down now. Are you with me so far? Wonderful. 175 meters, take away 100 meters will give us what? I know you worked it out already. Let's do it. We will get 75 meters. Children, are you saying that? So the breadth is 75 meters. What should we do to make sure that it's correct? Can we work backwards and see? Let's try it now. Now, what is the rule to find perimeter? Length at breadth multiplied by 2. Let's go. What's the length? 100 meters. What's the breadth? 75 meters. 100 meters at 75 meters will give us what? 175 meters, not so? And when I multiply my 175 meters by 2, what am I going to get? 350 meters. So that you know you are correct. Always check back to make sure that you're on point. Well done, children. All right, so now we are going into another topic now. We are going to look at area. What is area again? Surface covered. All right, so it's a little bit different from perimeter, so bear that in mind. Area, we focus on surface being covered. So what we are going to do, we are going to look at the board with me now. I have 2 shapes on the board. And I'm going to do something. Pay attention now. Let's look at the first shape. Do you know what shape this is? You are correct. It is a square. Now, are you seeing a grid here? Wonderful. I want you to imagine with me that this grid is 1 centimeter squared. Look, I have it here. A 1 centimeter squared grid. I want you to imagine with me. All right? In other words, each one of these represents 1 centimeter squared. Do you understand that? What did I say area is? Surface covered. So, let's look and see how many 1 centimeter squared we can get here. Let's try it. Let's look at the square now. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 centimeters squared. I'm going to write that down now. So the area of the square is equal to 9 centimeters squared. Are you with me, children? Wonderful. So what we did, we counted the centimeters squared. Are you seeing that, children? Could we find area another way? The area of the square, that is. Let's look and see. Remember, I told you that each grid represents 1 centimeter squared, which means that the top of each one here would represent 1 centimeter. Are you seeing that, children? All right. How can we get 9 centimeters squared? Without counting. Let's see. Let's look at the length of one side. Count with me now. 1, 2, 3 centimeters. And what do we know about a square? All sides are equal. Are you with me? What can we do with that 3 to get 9 centimeters squared? We can say what? 3 centimeters multiplied by 3 centimeters will give us the 9 centimeters squared. Children, are you seeing that? So we can say 3 centimeters multiplied by 3 centimeters will give us the 9 centimeters squared. Are you understanding that, boys and girls? Are you seeing that? Wonderful. When you have squares, you will have the same routine. You will do the same thing. You will multiply the side by the side to get the area of the square. What if the side of my square were 4 centimeters? Could you find the area? Yes. 4 centimeters multiplied by 4 centimeters will give us what? 16 centimeters squared. You're on point. Wonderful. What if the side of a square with 10 centimeters? I think you're catching on now. What would be the area? 10 centimeters multiplied by 10 centimeters, giving us what? 100 centimeters squared. So children, what are we saying? To find the area of a square, what do? We multiply what? Side by side. Are you seeing it, children? Wonderful. So we can say that side multiplied by side will give us the area of any square. Are you with me? What about rectangles? I have a rectangle there. Let's see. First, I am going to use the 1 centimeter square. So we're going to count the squares. Can you count with me? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what did we get? The area of the rectangle is equal to what? 8 centimeters squared. I'm going to write that information now. Wonderful. Again, similar to the square. Can we find that 8 centimeters squared without counting? Let's look and see. What are the dimensions of a rectangle? The length and the breadth. How much is the length? Count with me now. 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters. Are you with me? Wonderful. What about the breadth? Choose anyone. I'm just standing up here, so I'll choose this side here. Count with me. 1, 2 centimeters. 4 twos are what? 8. So can we say that we can multiply the length by the breadth to get the area? Let's see. We had 4 centimeters multiplied by 2 centimeters. Did we get the 8 centimeters squared? Let's put it there. Wonderful. So we deduced that the area of the rectangle is equal to what? The length multiplied by the breadth. Children, are you seeing that? Wonderful. But I'm going to challenge you now. We are looking at the 2 shapes. What if I were to work backwards now? What if I were to work backwards? Let's start with the rectangle here. This is the last one you're on now. What if I were to find the length? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write it out on the chart now so that we can see, because we found that the length was 4 centimeters and the breadth 2 centimeters. Are you seeing that, children? If we are given the area, which is 8 centimeters squared, you see where I'm going with this? Can you find the missing side? I blocked out the length. So we are given the area and the breadth. What can I do with the area and the breadth to find the length? Wonderful. I can say 8 centimeters squared divided by 2 centimeters, and I will get the 4 centimeters. Children, are you seeing it? Wonderful. So I can say the length is equal to what? Area divided by breadth. What did we say? We said 8 centimeters squared divided by the given breadth, which is 2 centimeters. What are we going to get? We are going to get what? 2 into 8 is 4 centimeters. Are you seeing it, children? So the missing length is 4 centimeters. Remember, we talk about checking back. This is a good way of checking back. Are you seeing it? So what if now the breadth were missing? Are you seeing the pattern? I think you're catching it, you know. What can I do with the area and the length to find the missing breadth? Your own. We are going to divide. So in order to find the breadth, what are we going to do? We are going to say the area divided by the length. And that is going to give us what? We have the 8 centimeters squared divided by what? The 4 centimeters this time, because that's the length. And what are we going to get? 2 centimeters. Children, are you seeing it? So we can go forward or backward. So remember that. To find the area of a rectangle, we say length multiplied by breadth. To find the length, what do we say? Area divided by breadth. And to find the breadth, what do we say? Area divided by length. All right, let's go now. I think I saved the best for last, you know. Let's go to the square now. The area of the square is 9 centimeters squared. How are we going to find the side? Now, the formula to find the area of a square is side by side. Side by side is the same as saying what? Side squared, not so? So how are we going to work backwards now to find the missing side? We know that the area of the square is 9 centimeters squared. What are we going to do? Now, I'm going to tell you something. Remember that all squares have 4 equal sides. You see, that is very, very important. So how are we going to work backwards now to find the length of a side given the area? Square root. So to find the side given the area, we do the opposite. Side by side will give us the area. To find the length of one side, we find the square root of area. Children, are you with me? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to find side given area is equal to the square root of area. Children, are you with me? What is the area? The area is 9 centimeters squared. So we're going to ask ourselves, what number that is multiplied by itself will give you 9? What number? 3. 3 threes are 9. So the answer is 3 centimeters, which was the original. Are you seeing it there? Remember when we had looked at the square and I asked you to find the area of the square? Remember when the side was 4 centimeters and we found that it was 16 centimeters squared side by side? Wonderful. How are we going to work backwards now to get that 4 centimeters? Remember the area was 16 centimeters squared. What are we going to do? We are going to find the square root of area. So the square root of 16 centimeters squared is equal to 4 centimeters. Remember we had also used 10 centimeters? I know you're with me. The side was set 10 centimeters and the area was side by side 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters, giving us 100 centimeters squared. How are we working backwards now to get the side? What to do? Yes, find the square root of area. So the square root of 100 centimeters squared is equal to 10 centimeters. So let's go across to the chart here now. I have put everything together for you now. All right, so let's go. So you're looking at our area formulas, all right? So the area of a square is equal to side by side. The side of a square given area, the square root of area. The area of a rectangle is equal to what? Length multiplied by breadth. The length given area and breadth will be area divided by breadth. And the breadth given area and length is equal to what? Area divided by length. I know you have it clean, you know. Here's what I want you to do. Try some of these for me, please. I know you have your book there and you could work out some. So do it for me. And I tell you, area is really a wonderful and enjoyable topic. Take care now. Children, have you ever come across a question where you have both area and perimeter in the question? Sometimes it can be confusing, not so? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a question that incorporates both area and perimeter, and you'll see it's not as difficult as you think. Let's go on the board now. The area of a square rug is 49 meters squared. What is the perimeter of the same rug? Let's go again. The area of a square rug is 49 meters squared. What is the perimeter of the same rug? Are you confused? Why? No. Let us start with what we know. What information is given there? The area of a square rug is 49 meters squared. The important word is square. Are you seeing it? So let's pull out that information. So the area of the square rug is equal to 49 meters squared. Wonderful. You have to find the perimeter. But guess what? Before you find the perimeter, you have to do something. You can't just jump from there to there. You have to do something. Anybody has figured it out as yet? So what information do we have? We have that the area of the square rug is 49 meters squared. Let's draw it. Remember, it's a square. So what does that mean? It means that all sides are equal. Are you understanding that? So this here would be 49 meters squared. So far, so good? Wonderful. Now, the question asks us to find the perimeter, but we have to do something before that. What can we do with the area of the square before we find the perimeter? Clue, work backwards. What can we find? We can find I heard it, the side of the rug. What can we do to find the side of the rug? Can you remember your formula? How do we find the side given area? Wonderful. The square root of area. Can you remember it? Wonderful. So in order to find the side of the rug, we say square root of area. Remember, that's our formula, right? So it doesn't matter if it's a rug, a carpet, or whatever, as long as it's a square. That is the key thing. What unit are we going to put here? 49 meters squared. So you're going to find the square root of 49 meters squared. I know somebody has the answer already. What is the square root of 49 meters squared? I know somebody gave me the answer. So it is 7 meters. Are you seeing it? Because the area is meters squared. Wonderful. So if the side of the rug is 7 meters, Can we now find the perimeter of the same rug? I think so. What is the rule to find perimeter? Quick, 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 quick. Yes. Side multiplied by 4. Or side at side at side at side. That's all. So let's go. Perimeter of the square rug is equal to what? The 7 meters multiplied by 4, giving us what? 28 meters. I want you to see the difference between the area unit and the perimeter unit. Are you seeing it? The area unit is always in squared because you're looking at surface covered. Perimeter is distance, so it will remain as meters. In this case, sometimes you can have centimeters or whatever unit you're using. Are you seeing the difference, children? Always remember that, you know. Always remember that. There is a difference between perimeter and area. All right? Area, surface occupied. Perimeter, distance around. You know we can do the reverse of this too, but I want you to try that at home. It's not as hard as you think. We can find perimeter given area. We can find area given perimeter. Try them now. Okay, wonderful. So now we are going to zoom into area alone. We are going to do some word problems involving area alone. So let's look at this question now. Read with me now. The floor of a rectangular room measures 8 meters by 6 meters. Calculate the cost of placing carpet on the floor if it costs $40 per square meter. Let's read it again. The floor of a rectangular room measures 8 meters by 6 meters. Calculate the cost of placing carpet on the floor if it costs $40 per square meter. Let's fill out the information. What is the length of the rectangular room? Because remember, it's a rectangular room, so you know we're looking at length and breadth. So the length will be 8 meters. What will be the breadth? 6 meters. Are you seeing that, children? Wonderful. You must first find what? The area of the room. Are you seeing that, children? And then we move on. So let's first find the area of the room. So let's pull out the information that we have. The length is equal to 8 meters. The breadth is equal to 6 meters. Can we now find the area? By now you know the area of a rectangle, length multiplied by breadth. So what will we get? We will get 48 meters squared. Or you can write it like this too, you know. Either way, you are absolutely correct. Okay, children? Now that we found the area of the room, calculate the cost of placing carpet on the floor if it costs $40 per square meter. So in other words, the area of the room would be the same as the area of the carpet to put there. Are you seeing that, children? Wonderful. So, how will we find the total cost of the carpet? What are we going to do? Now that we have the area here, can we use that information? Yes, we can. We are now going to do what? Multiply the 48 meters squared by what? The 40 to get the total amount of money that we would need. Are you with me, children? Which is going to be the total cost to carpet. We will use the 48 and we're going to multiply by the $40. Children, are you seeing that? So we're multiplying 48 by 40. Eight fours are 32. Work with me now, quickly. 4 fours are 16, 16 and 3, 19. So, what are we getting here? It costs us, or it will cost $1,920 to carpet the room. What did we do? We found the area of the room first. After finding the area of the room, we then multiply by the cost per square meter, because remember we got 48 meters squared in its totality. Are you with me, children? So to find the total cost of the carpet, we multiplied the two. So the answer is $1,920 to carpet this room. All right, a challenging question now. Challenging, you have to pay attention, and we'll do this step by step. Read with me now. Calculate the number of square tiles, each measuring 20 centimeters, that can tile a floor measuring 5 meters by 4 meters. Let's read it again. Calculate the number of square tiles, each measuring 20 centimeters, that can tile a floor measuring 5 meters by 4 meters. All right, let's start with what we know. We know that dimensions of the floor are 5 meters by 4 meters. We're going to pull out that. All right, but notice something. We have the measurement of a tile is 20 centimeters. We're going to do something there because we have two different units. Are you seeing that, children? All right, so the length of the room is equal to 5 meters. Because we have two different units, we're going to change it one time. 5 meters is equal to 500 centimeters. We want to work with the same unit. Breadth of the room is equal to what? 4 meters. 4 meters is equal to what? 400 centimeters. So far, so good? Wonderful. All right. What can we do with this information here? Well, we can say we can find the area of the room. Isn't that so, children? So let's do that now. The area of the room is equal to what? I'm going to use the 500 centimeters multiplied by the 400 centimeters. I'm going to leave it in this form for now. I'm leaving it like this for now. Pay attention, all right? I want to go back to the question now and look at something there. We have calculated the number of square tiles, each measuring 20 centimeters. Each measuring 20 centimeters. So that means one tile has a side of 20 centimeters. Not so, children? So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We must find the area of that one tile. Are you understanding? We cannot leave the 20 centimeters like that because that's just the side. We must now find the area. So what we are going to do, we are going to find the area of one square tile. How do you find the area of a square? Side multiplied by side. So what are we going to say? We are going to say what? 20 centimeters multiplied by 20 centimeters. Children, are you saying that? How are we now going to find the number of square tiles that would be required? We have the area of the room. We have the area of one square tile. What do you think we should do? Beautiful. We are going to divide. We are going to put the area of the room and we're going to divide it by the area of one square tile. And that will give us the total number of tiles we need. Children, are you seeing it? So I'm going to write that down. So number of tiles will be, to find it, we'll say area, I'm writing it down so you don't forget, of the room, and we're going to divide that by the area of 1 square tile. Children, just step by step, you know. Step by step. Are you with me thus far? Wonderful. So there's a reason why I left it like this. There's a reason why. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this information and put it down now in a way that is very, very simple for us to calculate. Are you with me? So we're going to rewrite it, the area of the room. So come with me now. We're going to have 500 multiplied by the 400. And I'm going to put that over now, 20 multiplied by 20. Children, are you seeing that? It's the same thing. Area of the room divided by area of 1 square tile. Area of the room divided by area of 1 square tile. Are you seeing it? Wonderful. So what we're going to do now? Let's reduce. Children, are you seeing that? 500 tiles. So in truth and in fact, we would need 500 tiles measuring the side of 20 centimeters to fill that floor. That will be the number of tiles that we would need there. Children, are you understanding that? Look at it carefully. We first found the area of the room. Then we found the area of 1 square tile. Then we divided. Are you understanding that? Always remember to find the area of each first and then divide. You know what some of you all do? You all just use the flat unit, 20 centimeters alone. No, 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 no. We must find the area first and then you proceed to divide. It's not as hard as you think, you know. Wonderful job, children, wonderful. All right, boys and girls, the last question now. But this one is a real challenge, so you have to take your time and go through step by step, but I know that you can do it. So let's read the question. In the backyard above, the flower plot has a 1 meter path around it. Calculate the area of the path. Let's read it again. In the backyard above, the flower plot has a 1 meter path around it. Calculate the area of the path. Multi-step. Let's take our time. Let's see what we know. Where is the backyard? Let me trace it. So this is the backyard here. Are you seeing that? So the outer rectangle represents the backyard. So all of this is the backyard. In the backyard now you have the plot. Are you seeing that? So this area here represents the flower plot. Are you seeing that, boys and girls? That is very, very important. The question asks us to find the area of the path. Are you seeing where the path is? Because you need to identify clearly what it is you're looking at. This is the path here. So now that we've identified everything, let's go. What can we find first? Can we find the area of the entire backyard? Yes, we can. What are we going to use? The length of the backyard is 20 meters. The breadth of the backyard is 15 meters. Are you seeing that, boys and girls? So let's do that. So length of the backyard. (20 meters). Breadth of the backyard. What is it? It is 15 meters. So what can we find? Yes, we can find the area of the backyard. So let's do that and get that out of the way. What shape is the backyard? Rectangle. So the area would be length multiplied by breadth. Wonderful. So you're going to say 20 meters multiplied by 15 meters. Can we do that mentally? 15 to? Yes, man, we can do that mentally. So we'll get 300 meters squared. Are you with me? Wonderful. So we have found the area of the entire backyard. What else can we find? Or question, what else should we find? We should find the area of the flower plot. Why? Because remember, the path is this way. It's around the flower plot. Are you seeing what it is I'm talking about? How are we going to find the area of the flower plot? Let us look at the question because there is information that is given there. Let's read. In the backyard above, the flower plot has a 1 meter path around it. You see this here? Very, very important. So it means that 1 meter around, this is where the path is, 1 meter, evenly distributed all around. Are you seeing that, children? So in order to get the length of the flower plot, what do you think we have to do? Look at it carefully. I know somebody has the answer. We have to do what? This is the entire length of the backyard. We must take out what? 1 meter from this side and 1 meter from this side as well. Are you seeing it, children? Because remember, it's 1 meter all around. So if we take out the 1 meter from here and 1 meter from here, we will get the length of the flower plot. Are you seeing that, children? 20 meters, take away 2 meters will give us what? 18 meters. Are you with me? Are you seeing that? Wonderful. So we can say the length and I'm going to write it down. I'm going to put 20 meters, take away the 2 meters. Are you seeing that, children? Which will give us the 18 meters. I'll show it to you again. We took out 1 meter from this side and we took out 1 meter from that side because that's the information that's given in the question. Now that I've done that, I wonder if anybody could find the breadth of the flower plot for me. Are you seeing it? I think so. What will be the breadth? Would it be 15 meters? No, it won't. What are we going to do? Same thing. We are going to take out what? We are going to do what? To get the breadth. We are going to take out what? 1 meter and 1 meter. Are you seeing that, children? So it will be the 15 meters, take away the 1 meter and the 1 meter. So 15 meters, take away what? 2 meters, giving us 13 meters. Children, are you seeing that? Wonderful. I know you have it written down there. So we have the 15 meters and we are taking away the 2 meters. Are you seeing the common thread there? 13 meters. Now, can we now find the area of the flower plot? Yes, because we now have the length and the breadth. So let's go. And what's the formula? Length multiplied by breadth. So we have the 18 meters multiplied by the 13 meters. So we go to the side and work that out very quickly. I know you know your table, so let's go. So we can say that the area of the flower pot is 234 meters squared. Children, let's stop for a minute. Let's think. We have the area of the backyard, which is this entire thing here. Are you seeing that? We have just worked out the area of the flower plot, which is here. How do you think we can now find the area of the path? What are we going to do? Yes, we are going to subtract. So we have the entire area of the backyard, and we'll take away the area of the flower plot from that to get the area of the path. Are you seeing that, children? So the area of the path is what? We are going to do what? We are going to say the area of the backyard. Stay with me. Are you with me? Wonderful. Take away the area of the flower plot. So far, so good? Excellent. All we have to do is to put in the information now. What's the area of the backyard? 300 meters square. What is the area of the flower plot? 234 meters squared. So what are we going to do now? Our calculations. So we will say we are going to take away now. So in truth and in fact, the area of the path is 66 meters squared. Children, did you get that? Let me just go it over with you again. In order to get the area of the path, we must first find the area of the entire backyard. Then we must find the area of the plot. And then we subtract both of them. Are you understanding me? Wonderful. How many of you got 66 meters squared? Excellent job, children. So you see, when we look at this, area is not all that bad, you know. Actually, it's quite enjoyable, because I know that there are many mathematicians out there. So what I want you to do is practice, practice, practice. Just keep on practicing, and I know that you are going to get the correct answers all the time, but it just entails a lot of practice and a lot of effort. Okay, children? Thank you. Goodbye.